We said, who's the hottest guy other than Nick Kurtz on the team right now? And they said, Shea Langeliers. We got to get him on the set of Ace Cast Live. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
You're red hot right now. How you feeling?
Really good. Just trying to keep it going.
Ever since you got off the IL, you've had a little spring to your step. The bat looks quick. You look a little quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Your throwing has been fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking to you when you were on the IL. You were super excited to get back.
Yeah.
What has it been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, trying to look at everything in a positive way. Just kind of use that time to reflect on the season I had and kind of use the time to, get some rest and, obviously hurting my oblique, resting that, getting that better. And then, like you said, I was just excited to get back and play with the boys again and had a little extra, like energy I felt like I could, give and been playing well.
There is something about being able to sit and observe and learn, reflection. Yeah. And it's something that we're actually going to talk about today on NBC when we talk about Jacob Wilson and Max Muncy as they're out right now. If you could give them advice on what you went through, how do you learn when you're observing and you can't play?
Yeah, it can be tricky. Sometimes naturally you want to go down that path. Like it sucks, you got hurt, you want to be negative about it. But it's really, it's kind of like a reverse psychology almost, kind of using it to your benefit, looking at it in a positive way. As in like, your body's getting a little break. You get to kind of just have, more chill days and less stressful and kind of using it to recharge your, mentally and physically. And just staying positive, being around the boys, bringing energy, even though you're not playing. And like I said, it's just trying to find every positive way to, be the best version of yourself, even when you're not playing.
So with your job, it's so tough because, yes, we can talk about hitting, and I got the numbers here. Your last 12 games are absolutely on fire, where you're hitting 391 with 6 home runs, 10 extra base hits, 12 RBIs, 40 total bases. You're absolutely hot. But it's one thing to think about your offense, but you also got to think about all the different pitchers. There's a lot to think about. So when you had that time off, what were you really concentrating more on? Helping with the pitching staff, or were you think about your offense? What was it?
I would say a little bit of both. It's just obviously, I feel like we keep coming back to it's a 162-game season. It's a long season. You're going to have your ups and your downs. Unfortunately, our downs this year were, really down. And just kind of getting time to, like a little bit of time away from the game and being able to reflect, like what I thought had happened through a rough stretch like that, how we could be better, how we could turn around quicker for the next time we go down a similar path, just because it's bound to happen, in another season, this season, whatever it may be, just because the season's so long. And just, maybe it could be as simple as, making a mound visit in the inning when I feel that energy of just like breaking the other team's momentum, something as simple as that, and just being more aware of what's going on and things like that.
So when you get hot and things are going good like they are right now, what does that baseball look like to you?
It does look bigger. I will say, I don't know as big as like a watermelon per se, but it does. It feels like it's coming in a little bit slower and it looks a little bit bigger.
Something about it, man. When you get hot, you just get it rolling. Yeah. And obviously one of the biggest things is health. Mm-hmm. In your time now playing every day at the big league level, how important is it to learn how to take care of your body?
That's probably the most important thing. And the only way to do it is trial and error. There's no one size fits all. Yeah. Like everybody's different. Everybody's got different routines. You just got to try things and figure out what works for you, what you like, what makes you feel good, how to eat, how much to sleep. There's stuff like that. The only way to figure it out is to do it.
Is there ever a time where you have to be really honest with yourself and you have to say, you know what, I've got to tell Kotz, maybe I need just a DH or maybe I need a day off. I know you want to play every day, but is it smart to be honest with yourself? Because sometimes we have to protect you, the athletes, from yourselves.
Yeah, for sure. I think, and Kotz preaches that all the time, just, transparency and honesty, how we're feeling. He asks things of that nature, stuff like that. And you just, you tell them how you're feeling. And, there's a difference between, if you're feeling a little something, you can play, or if something's more serious, stuff like that. But yeah, 100%. Like being honest is huge.
And you're the one position where guys really lose weight during the season, right?
Yeah.
And you look like you lost a little weight, but it looks like you got a little spring in your step when you're running. Do you feel you're a little faster right now?
I do. Yeah, I lost a little bit of weight this offseason. Just make it a little bit easier on my knees this year, being able to move around better back there. And I felt like it's been beneficial comparatively to last year. How I feel at this point in the season compared to last year.
Well, your position is so interesting and so different because you're the only position to where you look out at everybody and everybody else is looking at you, right? That's why we talk about catchers make great managers. Catchers, you control the game. You're like a captain out there. I want to give this to you because I think you got to be proud of your bullpen. Since June 20th, your bullpen has a 3.09 ERA, one of the best in baseball, only giving up 10 home runs. That's the third fewest in baseball. 41 earned runs, best in the American League. Just talk about helping that bullpen and how they've gotten much better.
Yeah, it's I mean, you said it. Like the numbers, it just proves it's been a lot of fun lately. Getting deeper into the game. If it's a close game, we know those guys that are running out of the bullpen are going to give us a chance late into that game to win the game, keep us in the game, shut doors. It's been a lot of fun, and a lot of prep work goes into stuff like that. Obviously, with their bodies and being ready to pitch, and scouting reports, and understanding how their pitches play, and when certain times to throw their pitches. So it's been a lot of fun.
And the starters, it seems like they've started to find their groove, and it's kind of that everybody's vibing off each other. Nobody wants to be the weak link.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun when you start getting on a run like this. It seems like one starting pitcher does well, and then the next guy wants to do well. It kind of gets those competitive juices flowing, and then you get that momentum building, and then we just keep going.
All right, we know this is not the year that you guys wanted to have. There were a lot of expectations coming out of spring training, and things started out good, and then unfortunately May happened. But right now, with what you've seen, especially, you're not a young guy anymore, and you're looking at this young core. When you look out at the team right now, just like how good do you think this young core and you guys can really be when you start to look like next year?
Honestly, yeah, with this young core, the sky is the limit. The potential of this team is obviously winning World Series championships. It's just, honestly, it feels like it's just a matter of time when we're going to put it all together. Things are going to start clicking. Each individual guy is going to start building more confidence and showing up to the yard every day expecting to win. It's just things like that. You just keep building off the little wins, and then eventually, you're competing for World Series.
At what point in the clubhouse did you start to realize you're becoming a leader?
I would maybe towards the end of last year, the end of 2024.
Yeah, it's something that just kind of happens. I think all of a sudden guys start asking you stuff. You used to ask those questions. Yeah. Now those questions are being asked to you. And it's kind of something that just gradually happens. And all of a sudden you're kind of a guy people look up to. And I've really noticed that. And we understand when we have players in this situation and like where you are right now, and the younger guys come up and they start bringing up your name, I start realizing, okay, we're starting to see that transition. Tell us what that's like. It's got to be a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah. It is kind of funny. Like you said, it's the questions I was asking when I first came up, and the questions that I'm getting from the younger guys now. And I'm not one to claim to know all the answers and have all the answers. Just be as honest as I can with them, what my experiences were, what I went through, what I thought helped me. And like I said before, everybody's different. Everybody's going to have, a different answer to what their question is. And I just, go off my experience and what I felt made me better. And then they adjust with that.
Has it been fun watching Nick Kurtz?
It's been really fun. He's unbelievable.
He's hitting like you do every single time you go to Texas.
Yeah.
And he's doing it everywhere. It's insane.
He does it all the time. Yeah.
By the way, I've been saying that. When the kid from Texas goes home, there is something about you when you go home to the Lone Star State. I know in Arlington, you're going home, sleeping in your own bed, but even when you go to Houston, what is it about when you go home, you go back, that you put the Texan back in Texas and something happens with you? Yeah,
I'm just I'm comfortable there. It's my home state. All my friends and family are there. They get to come to the games and watch me play. I get to hang out with them before and after games. It's a lot of fun.
All right, let's end on this. Have we recapped with your sister about the softball World Series and what that was like for the family?
Yeah, it was obviously a once in a lifetime experience getting to the last game of the season, Game 3 of the World Series.
Huge.
Obviously, really cool experience for my sister. We were obviously all ecstatic that they got that far. It sucks the way that it ended the way that it did. They would love to win a national championship, but like I said, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. They had a lot of fun doing it. It was a lot of fun to watch.
What year is she in school?
She was senior. That was her last year.
Oh, you know what though? I did my senior year at San Jose State in baseball didn't end like that. Yours at Baylor, what? You were a junior.
Junior, yeah.
Yeah, none of us in. Yeah, how many of us end at the very final game playing for it all?
Yeah, just 2 of the teams. Only one team wins it.
God, that's great. Is she graduating?
Yeah.
What was it like for mom and dad? That had to be like a really special, because I know your whole family was there.
Yeah, everybody, obviously it was in Oklahoma City, so it's pretty close to the DFW area.
Yeah.
So pretty much my whole family drove up to watch the World Series. Obviously, I wish I would have gotten to be there, but I know it was special for them to get to watch, her last handful of games in college. And she's off in Boston now doing an internship for the summer. But yeah, I'm sure it was really special.
Yeah, those games used to not be on TV. It was a big deal.
Yeah, it was
right?
awesome. Each game was on ESPN.
Years ago, that wasn't on. Like now, that's how you end your career. That's awesome. Hey, keep it going. There's still a lot to learn for a lot of these young guys. I know you're going to be a big part of it, and keep swinging it well. You look great, and stay healthy, and we'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.